Good morning, everyone. Oh, what's going on here? Good morning, everyone. It's a very, very important live. I want you guys to share this out. We're going to talk about the lost arbitration and the implications and ramifications that it's going to have on us as workers and the riding public. The riding public is actually going to be affected by this. Now, I want to start off this live talking about tough love, right? You may have a child who's not doing the right thing, and sometimes you may have to punish them. Sometimes you may have to yell at them. Sometimes you may have to spank them. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It don't mean that you hate them. It just means that you want to see them be strong. You want to see them succeed. You want to see them excel, right? It's the same thing with the union. I don't think that none of us want to be a part of a weak union leadership. I don't think that people want to be a part of anything weak in general. People want to be a part of something that's strong, that's fearless, and something that people respect. So when I criticize my union reps, I actually do it from a position of love, from a position of tough love. You know, not on this yes man type stuff, not on this go along to get along type stuff. I like to tell people how it is and what it is. You know, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to tell you the truth and what it is. Now, with that being said, the union lost the arbitration, right? And the arbitration had to do with them cutting jobs on the F line. Now, one of the first mistakes that the union made during this whole process was opening the door for the C line, for it to happen on the C line first. So that actually set a precedence, right? And when the MTA went to do it on the F line, the union didn't agree with it, but they should have foreseen this. If you're going to allow it on one line, without a doubt it's going to happen on another line if they want to do it. And there's something in the contract called managerial rights. It's in the contract, look it up. It's called managerial rights. Managerial rights give the MTA the ability to do things like this, especially if you opened up the door for them already, right? Now, do I think that the union had an opportunity to win this grievance? Yes, I did. You know, why did they lose this grievance? They lost this grievance because they did not connect with like minds, have a meeting with the minds on how to beat the MTA. You know, the union always claimed that, you know, we have to put politics to the side, but they are the ones who are not putting politics to the side. And by them not putting politics to the side, we are losing. And we are losing big time. Now, people probably thinking, well, what does this lost arbitration, what does it mean? What does it mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. It means that the MTA cut jobs that we will not be getting back. What does it mean for the public? It means longer wait times for trains. We're talking about longer wait times for trains where we supposed to be social distancing, where we supposed to be in the middle of a pandemic, right? So, and the MTA is not being truthful about the ridership numbers anyway, right? Because on our commutes, we see these trains, you know, they be packed on our commutes. But how did we get here? How do we keep losing these grievances? It's because of the lack of unity that we have in Local 100. You know, everybody got an ego, but nobody have a bigger ego than the people who are elected in this union. Now, when Eric was telling me about the defense that he had for this arbitration, I told him straight out, I said, this doesn't sound strong. It doesn't sound good. And I think that he knew that. But, you know, before he went to the arbitration, he had to lay it out there and say, you know, we had Tony Utano there. We put together the best possible defense. And just because Tony Utano is there, he's the president of the union, does not mean that he's the most knowledgeable person at the table. It doesn't mean that. And this has shown that. Now, realistically, let's be real. I mean, every arbitration that I was a part of, I spoke to the lawyers myself personally. I gave them my game plan. They adopted my game plan, and we won, right? Now, I know that I'm not going to remain perfect, throughout my journey here in transit. I know I'm going to lose a arbitration, and it's okay. You're not going to win them all. We get that. But there's a problem in Local 100 when you're losing more arbitrations than you're winning, right? That's where the problem comes in at. We are losing more arbitrations than we are winning, right? And why is that? Once again, it leads back to unity. If you know that Trammell may be knowledgeable, or Roberto Martinez may be knowledgeable, or Jocelyn or Nuke may be knowledgeable, or Denise or Ben, you bring those knowledgeable people to the table. Forget about who team you on, who side you on, because these arbitrations affect each and every one of us. Now, back to the damaging effects of this lost arbitration, right? So we talking about the MTA will reduce the workforce. Trammell, how can the MTA reduce the workforce if they cutting jobs on the F and C line? It's easy. These are permanent cuts. We heard the MTA say this in the media. These cuts are permanent. So what does that mean? When workers retire and when conductors and train operators retire, these jobs will not be refilled because the jobs has cut. What else does that mean, Trammell, when the MTA is cutting jobs? If the MTA is cutting jobs, then that means we can't grow our union workforce. We are moving in the opposite direction right now. In a time where we're supposed to be creating more jobs, the MTA is saying, no, we are going to take away more jobs from you guys, right? So that hurts our union numbers, because we are not going to be able to grow our union if the MTA is taken away from us, right? How can a union allow that? We are moving in the polar opposite direction of what we're supposed to be doing at a time where labor is under attack, where we're supposed to be growing our numbers, expanding our workforce. The MTA is doing something in reverse and actually breaking down our union. This reduction of jobs that we are facing here in the MTA right now is going to hurt us. It's going to hurt, like, everybody worrying about Trump, everybody worrying about Biden, but this is Governor Cuomo here. Once again, I know he's under fire and he having his issues over there, but this is Governor Cuomo. I've been telling you guys this for the longest. Governor Cuomo is anti-union. He is anti-labor, but our union leadership cuddles up to this guy, and I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nothing more anti-labor than someone cutting jobs. There's nothing more anti-labor than that. And then you look at it, there's so many different moving pieces here that the union, I don't think they fathom the role that they're playing and what they're doing wrong here. As you guys see, Sarah Feinberg, the interim New York City Transit president, she is doing town hall meetings. Now, these town hall meetings are important, right? And the reason members are flocking to these town hall meetings is because it's easier to speak to the New York City Transit president and ask her questions than it is to ask our union leadership questions. When the last time you were able, in an open forum, to ask Utano a question? When was the last time in an open forum you was allowed to ask your vice president a question? It doesn't happen, but the MTA make themselves available to these type of things. Why? Because it leads to something called union busting. What the MTA is essentially saying, They saying, hey, look, we're going to cut the middleman out. The middleman is the union. Look, forget about going to your union. Come directly to us, and we're going to rectify the issues, your questions, comments, and concerns. We're going to rectify those for you. You don't have to go to your union. Just come straight to us. Union busting 101. That was one issue that I had with Byford. And Byford was so charismatic, so charming, that if he would have stayed around, he would have busted the union, because people would have been going to him because he's listening. He was acting like he was caring, and I believe a part of him did. But it's dangerous when you have a union involved, because people is going to start asking, well, what's the purpose of having a union if we could go directly to the MTA to rectify issues? Why? What's the need for the existence of you guys? And what the union is doing is allowing this to happen. They not countering anything that the MTA is doing. I mean, we are losing on the union busting front. We are losing our jobs essentially. We are essentially losing our jobs when we supposed to be making more jobs, creating more jobs. That means that if the MTA can successfully get the union to get rid of jobs on the C line, get rid of jobs on the F line, then what's stopping them from doing the rest of the lines? Right? What is stopping the union what is stopping the MTA from cutting bus lines and bus routes? The precedence is already set. Once again, if they could do it to subways, they could do it to any other department in this union. Without a doubt, subways is the lifeline of New York City transit. They affected subways in numerous ways. We got Omni. They did it with the station agents. They now doing it with service delivery. Service delivery was so comfortable that everybody say, oh, we don't got to worry about layoffs and service delivery because we never get affected by layoffs. All right, that's true. We never get affected by layoffs. But you want to know what? They hitting us with job cuts now, which is worse than layoffs. A job cut mean that this job is not coming back. When you're dealing with layoffs, when the budget get better, those people get their jobs back. When you're dealing with job cuts, those jobs is not coming back. So what do you do? What do you do? Do we continue to play these political games with each other? Do we continue to do this? Do we continue to be at political war and let egos destroy our union? No. We have to unite. We have to. And like I said, I'm willing to sit down with you, Tano. My ego is not bigger than the needs of this union. Not at all. My ego is not bigger than the needs of this union. I'm willing to sit down with you, Tano, on them. But one thing I'm not willing to do is be a yes man. Another thing I'm not willing to do is go along to get along. I'm not willing to do that. That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. I'm not willing to be a yes man, but I'm willing to put my ego to the side to sit down with you, Tano, to save us all, because I understand how this works. I get how this works. And the only thing that's going to continue to crush us is us being divided. And we are seeing what is happening, the results of us being divided. We are losing arbitrations. We are not facing job cuts. We are now experiencing job cuts, which is going to grow. But what is destroying this union is the lack of unity that we have here. And for the people who I watch Facebook, there's people on Facebook that's doing nothing but criticizing, but they are not getting involved. They are not going to union meetings. We got to stop the excuses. Oh, I go to a union meeting and nothing happens. What do you expect to happen from you going to one union meeting? Going to your union meeting, you may not get no information, but you could use that as a platform to hold your elected reps accountable. That's a problem with this union here and people as a whole. The lack of being accountable for your actions, accountability. Everyone must be accountable here. Our union reps and the members, even if you have no passion to get involved with union politics, you have a responsibility. Everyone on this property have a responsibility of holding their elected union reps accountable. And accountability needs to go all across the board. You got people who's getting in trouble who will come to me and say, yo, Tramel, I need help. Okay, what happened? I got caught with my phone, or I got caught doing this. All right. You have to be accountable for your actions. We all know the rules. We all know the devil that we work for. We all know that they have no compassion. They have no empathy. Why do we continue to serve ourselves to them? And furthermore, we continue to serve ourselves to the MTA knowing that we don't have the best possible representation down there to Broadway. I mean, that's kind of like idiotic to me. I don't get it. Like, why would you not be on your best behavior when you already think that your defense, your protection at 2 Broadway isn't strong? Like, you're serving yourself up to management doing crazy things, not being accountable. That's what it comes down to, not being accountable. And we must change that. I don't want to get on Facebook and see people bashing the union and not doing anything to counter that. At some point, we have to be the change that we want to see. I don't know how many times I have to say that. If you bashing the union and then you're sitting on the sideline and you're only talking because your mouth got a hole in it or your fingers is doing the talking for you, that's not the direction that we need to go in. If you're going to bash the union, I want to see you bash them, but be at the union meeting, bashing them in person and putting yourself in the game. You can't run unless you got 5 union meetings. If you bashing the union and you're not able to run, you're a distraction. That's not unity. That's not being the change that you want to see. That's not being the change that you want to see. Like I said, I bash the union and I do it from a tough love point of view. If your child is acting up and you spank them, that don't mean that you love them less. If you put them on punishment, that don't mean that you love them less. If you take away their video game, that don't mean that you love them less. If you don't allow them to watch TV after a certain amount of time, that don't mean that you love them less. That means that you're tough loving them. You want to see them succeed at the end of the day. I want to see my union succeed. I want to see them respected. I want to see them powerful. I don't think that none of us don't want that. I really don't think that none of us do not want that. But we cannot continue moving in the direction that we're moving in because it is hurting each and every one of us. It's hurting each and every one of us. The lack of unity, we're losing arbitrations. There's a direct correlation with the lack of unity and losing in this union. I can't remember the last time that we won anything of significance. You know, the contract, no matter what the union says, no matter what they say, the contract was weak. It didn't keep up with the cost of living. It didn't keep up with inflation. You know, we're not going to stop. We're not going to continue with these smoke screens. We're not going to continue playing 3-card Monte. We're not going to continue doing that. So for everyone who wants to get involved, who want to see change, I need you guys. I mean, look, there's 90 people watching in this live right now. There should be at least 90 shares on this video. If you don't want to get involved, at least share stuff. At least bring people to the page. There's other ways to get involved than being on the front line. Everybody don't have to be on the front line. But you must get involved in some form of fashion, whether it's sharing a video, whether it's liking a video, whether it's telling your coworker, hey, check out this message that they putting out there. There's different ways to get involved. Just don't stand there idle and keep this information to yourself. This is vital information that we all need to hear. If you agree, press the like button on this video. Smash that like button. Smash the like button. It's very important. But, like I said, in order for us to move forward in this union, we must be the change that we want to see. You know, I want to reset the room. This is what I call resetting the room. If you want to get involved, with this union, hit me up directly. Let me know what you would like to do. Let me know what you're good at. Let me know how you would want to get involved. I'm going to help you navigate this whole entire process. I'm going to help you navigate this whole entire process because we are in a state of emergency. The MTA is cutting our jobs. Cutting our jobs is this decreasing our union membership. Is decreasing the workforce. We like how are we going to continue to lose? Who wants to continue losing? Not me. Not me. So I'm gonna be the change that I want to see. And if you want to be the change that you want to see, you know how to find me. DM me. Easiest way to get in contact with me. DM me. We gotta do this now. Like I said, I'm gonna make this clear. I reached out to Eric. I mean, I ain't reach out to him, but I seen him at Stillwell. We spoke. I told him politics to the side. The us not being united as a workforce hurting this union. He agreed. The ball is in his court. I told him the ball is in your court. If you want to create real change here, we got to fight together. Forget about the politics. I don't care about the politics. I personally don't care about ever being elected. Me being elected never made me. I made myself. And I made myself through you guys. Without you guys, I wouldn't be who I am in this union. And that's how it should be. The people need to make who you want to be made. People can't make themselves. A position don't make you. A position don't define you. You got some supervisors that think they're God when they become supervisors and they still don't know anything. You got union reps the same way. Oh, I'm elected. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that you're going to come with a certain type of knowledge. Doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I speak to knowledgeable people who's not elected every single day here. And I tell them that they have to get involved. Shout out to John Finnegan. Shout out to Ben Valdez. Shout out to Alexander Kemp. Shout out to Kay and Buses. I speak to knowledgeable people all the time, and I tell them that they have to get involved. That's the only way we're going to create this change, right? But like I said, I want to make this clear. I'm willing to sit down with Utano. I'm willing to sit down with Eric. I already reached out. We already spoke. I'm willing to sit down with the people in Buses, Map Stoa, TA Surface. I'm willing to sit down with MTA Bus, CED. Forget about the politics right now. Forget about the politics. Let's get together. Let's put our strongest fighters forward. And let's start winning back some of these battles. I'm still going to give you tough love. Don't think that if we unite, I'm not going to tough love you. I'm still going to tough love you. And I'm still not going to be a yes man. But we got to get together. We got to unite. And we got to fight as one. If you want to donate to the platform is the Cash App is Progressive Action 100. The PayPal is Progressive Action. I catch you guys later. Remember, be the change that you want to see. Get involved, and the time is now. Peace.